Welcome everybody to another exciting live reaction to Batman Caped Crusader Season 1 Episode 2 in quotations and Be a Villain. That's uh that's the title of this week's episode. I'm your host Taladia Blaze. Hopefully you are well. Hope you're having a great Sunday, wherever you are in the world. But let's see who's in the chat before we bring on my guest. What's up, Pika? Welcome, Cameron. But let's bring on my co-host as usual. You guys know him as Comics League, and I know him as Jared. So let's bring him in.
Batman.
Hello. Of course.
How you doing? How you doing?
What can I say? Another exciting week of watching Batman. That's all I
hmm
can say. I know a lot of other people have reacted and whatnot. We're just doing a blind through. We're just week by week. I've just been
Yes, I've
anticipating.
waited. Luckily for me, there's a lot of other stuff I've been watching, so it's not like I'm like, I gotta watch this, but I gotta wait for Taladia. So let's do this.
Let's do this in
Thr-
3, 2, 1, go.
Hmm, Okay.
I wonder who she is. Executive producer Bruce Timm, executive producer J.J.
Uh,
Abrams, and executive producer Matt Reeves.
no wonder Batgirl's older.
Batman, Cape Crusader.
Oh, Yvonne Craig. I see. That's cool. Ah,
Ah, ooh.
okay. That was a test. That's cool. I like that. That is definitely a Batman thing.
He bugged jacket. Is that ClayFace?
Could be. Basil Carlo, that is Clayface.
Pika is saying, I'm trying to have the episode running on Mother. Wanted to see what you're reacting to. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
the- oh, that's cool.
so he's gone.
Mhm.
We're s- we're seeing the girl who went kidnapped.
Mhm.
She's in chains.
Oh no,
Oh no! Hey, what's up, Dave?
Dave.
This is a great episode. Yeah, it is. Harvey Dent. Fun fact for you, Jared. That's the Brave and the Bold voice actor.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. Pika says he has the episode synchronized with us.
Sweet.
Is that what I think it is?
Oh geez.
Oh, damn.
That's brutal.
What a way to die. The shadow reference is the laugh. Yeah. Batman's a really good detective in this one.
Hmm.
Hey, what's up, Tevia? Pika says one of many side characters Yuri Longthor voices.
Hmm.
Okay. We are reacting to Batman Caped Crusader, episode 2. And Renee Montoya is interviewing. We're enjoying it, Tevia.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh boy. Nice sword fighting. Never turn away because Batman knows how to survive. Montoya, I'm really digging the fact of how she's thoroughly investigating this.
Yeah, there's a lot more of the detective element with all of Batman's characters, which I like.
It's rubber.
Ah, kind of like how Jason Todd died. Clay.
I have no idea how the coroner missed that.
Good point. You notice how like one of the posters says "Murder in the Wax Museum."
Yeah, I see it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Dave says a lot of references in Golden Age media in this
Mm-hmm.
episode. Hmm. Wasn't her mouth, with the
Hmm.
that was a close one.
Ah,
Ah,
wait.
God dang!
Methinks Catwoman.
Renee Montoya is Catwoman.
Oh, was that Renee? All right. But methinks Catwoman's coming in next because I gotta say the woman that was like strung up, she was acting just like Catwoman.
Yeah, let's talk about the episode because we might as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
What an episode, guys! Like, I gotta say, like, the positive, how I felt about this. This was a positive episode. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm fine with it. It was great.
it was great. A lot of detective work, a lot of stuff that with Renee Montoya being a true detective that she should be, and seeing some of the other characters. Like, I'm not too sure about Harvey Dent. You know, not with his voice acting. He's great as a
I
voice
gotta
actor.
see more before I can really like attach to the character.
Yeah. Um, what I did like though was I gotta say, Bruce actually, playing the play. doing the hard work, which is like saying to Alfred, "Oh, I can think I can trust her." That bit was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
So um, so there's that, and there was that. What else was there? That Basil Carlo, his origin. Now that's very reminiscent of Batman the Animated Series. So
hmm
how
That
did you
was really
feel
cool.
about how did you feel about Basil Carlo as a villain and his origin story?
Yeah, it's cool. That's pretty much the BTAS origin that they used, and it makes sense if Bruce Timm is like heavily involved, he would use that, and it's a cool origin. I definitely dug it.
Uh, Pika, Tavia's asking, speaking of this Clayface, how do you feel about him being a killer?
Well, he's a Batman villain. They're all killers.
Yeah. Awesome version of Golden Age Clayface.
hmm
Cameron says, I like Clayface being a serial killer, taking it back to the Golden Age route.
hmm
Dave says Harvey gets more of a character arc later. He's not one dimensional.
Okay, cool. So we'll see that as we go through the series.
Yeah. Pika says, shame they can't do an episode with the Shadow now, that if they get the right to use him, because his appearance and I don't know what motive was
hmm
given to Clayface. Okay.
hmm
But I think what's really interesting about this week's episode compared to last week's episode was the fact that this had more in depth, and you started to see the progression of Batman,
hmm
right? And shame we didn't get to see any Batmobile action, but we did get to see a lot of detective stuff,
hmm
and as well, I like the whole thing with the him using the Batman using the little microphone chip thing that he implants. That was pretty
Yep,
cool.
there you go. That's Batman.
Um,
Dave has a good piece of trivia.
yeah. Dave says the makeup artist in this episode was based on real life makeup legend named Jack Pierce, who created makeup for many Golden Age horror films. So
hmm
that's interesting. Very interesting to learn. Um, but I just think this episode is brilliant. I really think that a lot of people, a lot of people would be more invested in this show. I think time would, once everyone has seen it. I think for us, after seeing the first two episodes, I think I'm invested in this. What do you think, Jared?
Yeah, I like it. I'm definitely down to keep watching.
Okay, now let's rate the episode.
9.5 out of 10. Super great. That lead into like the horror thing, and the Clayface origin was pretty dope.
Okay, 9.5 out of 10. I would have to say a 9 out of 10 for me. Just one teeny bit of thing that I didn't like. That was the cops being late as usual, which is Harvey Bullock,
hmm
which was like, isn't supposed to be, he's supposed to be Commissioner Gordon's right hand man.
hmm
So it's kind of weird. Tevia says, also, I think the actress is a complete jerk as well. Yeah,
hmm
as well. Either way, Clayface.
hmm
Dave says some parent company that owns part of WB also owns the Shadow Publisher. A crossover could happen.
Yeah, it could.
Tevia's giving it a 4 out of 5. And he says, yeah, the cops in the show are incompetent in the show. Okay. But yeah, I think overall, though, I really love the episode. I can't wait for next week's episode because it's going to be Catwoman up next.
Yep, there you go. I really want to see Selene and Bruce.
Yes, um, we're going to be doing a Batcat thing, and we're gonna make a clip. We're gonna get a clip of Batcat or something, right?
hmm
We gotta do like a little montage or something. But
Hmm.
um, but yeah, this is where we transition now and just a free for all where you guys ask us a common Q and
Yep.
A basically,
Let's do it.
because myself and Jared, obviously Jared's going to be doing his watch along, I believe in when is it?
6. So in about an
At
hour and a half.
So in about an hour and a half, Jared will be doing his watch along. So you guys can start asking us questions, Q and A, whether it's about gaming, whether it's about um, movies, TV shows, animation, whatever it is. You guys can start asking us questions. Uh, Dave says Harvey Bullock isn't a good guy in this show. Just a heads up.
Well,
Interesting.
he's never a good guy, really.
Interesting. Tevia says it was supposed to say the actress who blamed Clayface for what happened, but
Hmm.
unmocking him didn't help.
Yeah.
Okay, Tevia's asking a really good question. If this show crossed over with My Adventure with Superman, do you think it would work or
That's
not?
not going to happen. That's not going to happen because My Adventure with Superman is taking place in the future, and this one is taking place in like
N-
the noir time.
Not
There's no way they
no
would
more
do
time.
that.
Yeah. Pika says,
Hmm.
no. I wish I had the Darth Vader saying no. Um, but if you got any more questions, gaming, animation, video games, whatever, ask them away. DC, Marvel. Jared, I got a question for you.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts of Mark Wade taking doing the realm of DC?
Doing
Justice.
Justice League. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just glad the league is getting a book. So you know what? I'll check it out, and that it's gonna have a rotating cast of characters because it's like Justice League Unlimited. So I'm like, okay, that can be
that
fun.
works. That works for
Properly
you.
executed, that can work.
That works for you. Yeah. So there's that. Cameron's asking, do you guys think Superman can work in a noir setting?
It could if they went along with the vibe of the old Max Fleischer animated shorts. They definitely could.
Yeah. Dave is asking, did you see Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen from the Fletcher Superman cameo?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They did. They did. It was pretty. It's pretty interesting, and I'm like, well, that was before Lois Lane became Lois Lane, but still.
She'll always be Lois Lane. Let's be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, both of you and I know she is Lois Lane.
Yep. There you go.
Um, but I will say this though, there will be a point where I think that WB will do a Superman 1930s 1940s animated show
It's only a matter of time. They can do it. I think they can do it.
and set it in the same universe as Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams and Bruce Timm's universe. Uh, Tavia's asking an interesting question. Question: do you think Wonder Woman Golden Age shows?
Nope. I am sick and tired of Wonder Woman being in the past. Put her in the present day with all the other Justice Leaguers. I am sick of past tense Wonder Woman.
Cameron's asking also going back to Wade is working on a Justice League book. I don't know how I feel about that.
We'll see. I mean, it could be pretty good, but I get what Cameron is saying, but I don't know. We certainly will see. I really hope it's good because I want the Justice League to have a book because replacing them with the Titans was a boneheaded decision. Like you can't. Well, it wasn't a boneheaded decision. It was boneheadedly executed because you definitely could have had a good idea with that, but they didn't.
Yeah. Um, I want to ask you this, Jared, right? Because we did talk about it on your channel, we did talk about it on the gaming stream.
Mm-hmm.
WB licensing out IPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you imagine The people who made Mass Effect doing a Green Lantern game.
Yes, that's the one I wanted. And then we could do with the morality system, depending on like your choices, that determines what Lantern Corps you ultimately end up. Like if you go to Renegade, you end up as a Red Lantern.
That'd be pretty cool. Tevia saying, personally for me, I'm happy that we're getting Justice League with Mark Waid because replacing them with Titans has failed badly. Pika says, here's to hoping that they won't do everything incorrectly too much going forward with the show as it goes forward. Okay. I'll say this. I'm looking forward to see where Warner Brothers goes in terms of video games. I'm very much intrigued to find out where Warner Brothers can really go. Like, what other characters can they do for video games?
Well, we already got Wonder Woman. We've gotten plenty of Batman games. Superman. You could do a pretty dope Aquaman game.
Aquaman. Who else is there?
Black Adam, and then the marketing can be the hierarchy of DC gaming is about to change.
This guy.
Come on, you know you would want that. Who would be the main character in that Green Lantern game, Jared? Are we customize OC, Pika? I'm saying you customize a character like in Mass Effect. Like we'll make it he's a new recruit, he or she is a new recruit to the Green Lanterns. And then as you continue on with the story, your decisions influence what core you ultimately end up in at the end of the game. And obviously you would have the other lanterns show up, maybe as members of your party and such.
Pika says, no, Cameron says a Green Lantern game set of games would be fire. Javier's asking a question. Speaking of DC, that reminds me, with WB Games taking their IPs to other studios, what characters do you think they get their own game for me besides the obvious ones?
Yeah, I would say probably. Well, Green Lantern. I already said that. Justice League. I would imagine.
Superman.
Superman. Yes. Really,
Flash.
any character. Really, any character. Really.
A Flash game. I would love to see a noir type 1930s set Batman game.
That could be fun. That could definitely be fun. Make it like LA Noir, except Batman.
Yeah.
That could actually work really well.
That's a really good idea, right? I would love to see a Green Lantern game or a Teen Titans game. Cameron says, can a Titans game sail?
Not without a... See, here's the thing. Not unless it has a successful live action movie will that really work. Because let me put it this way. The only reason why we got a Suicide Squad game was because of those movies. Well, the reason why it got greenlit. When you get to like Titans, in other words, because the majority of gamers most likely are not like diehard comic book fans, so they may not know what the Titans are. So you gotta start with characters that they know first, which is why we've gotten so many Batman games, a Justice League game. And then if you get a successful Teen Titans movie that like explodes, then you can definitely do a game.
Pika's saying Gotham by Gaslight game was supposed to be a thing at one point. Yes.
Yeah, I know. But again, it's Batman.
Dave says Ellen Noir with the question.
Yes.
That's an interesting one. But would you know what? I can see that being a DCU game. Just thinking about it, Jared. Think about it, right? James Gunn's The Question, LA Noir style.
That could work. I would love that.
That would actually get people interested.
But not before we get a Wonder Woman project. I want to be clear on that.
Aaron Prod, welcome, my dude. Says a Metal Gear Solid Deathstroke.
Yes! That is perfect for Deathstroke or a Call of Duty first-person shooter style game. Either of those works.
Cameron says, if not Titans, what about Nightwing?
No, but
Because
again, dude, he was part of a failed TV show. I'm saying general audience that don't know anything about comic books. You got to start with that because yes, the general audience may be a little familiar with Nightwing, but let me put it this way: until the only time I would consider doing games that are like maybe lesser known DC characters is if they are part of a big movie. Like, let's take Batman: The Brave and the Bold by James Gunn, assuming that movie comes out. That comes out and is really big and does gangbusters, and Nightwing's obviously a part of that, then yes, I would say go ahead and green light a Nightwing game.
Tevia says the Metal Gear Solid with Authority game could be fun, or like Borderlands.
That could work.
But in terms of IPs, because remember, this is not only strictly DC. We're talking about Harry Potter. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. Well, no, Warner Brothers lost the rights to Lord of the Rings, didn't they?
I think so.
So we're talking about Harry Potter, House of the Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, DC. But I think DC is going to be their biggest thing, I think, going forward, giving IPs out, because I can see Warner Brothers saying, okay, I wanna give you guys a chance to you know give you guys a chance to make a game. Pika says, oh, I know how you would do a Game of Thrones game. And Pika says, and Gotham Match was also a failure that could have saved itself by incorporating the Arkham gameplay set, but it didn't, so it failed not only Nightwing but the Bat family.
Yeah, exactly. A Stargirl game with the JSA as supporting characters. Yeah, you could I mean, again, you got to go honestly. Okay, so what you could do, yeah, assuming you get a Stargirl movie or she shows up in someone else and she's like a big character, yeah, I think you could make that work. I think you probably could.
That last bit was for Cameron. Okay. But like I said, guys, I think if I was going to do a DC property first, any DC property that needs a video game now is Superman, without a shadow of a doubt.
And Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's getting her own video game from Monolith, and
as far as we know,
rumors are saying it's 2025. So take that with a grain of salt, because Game Rant changed their article. Because they posted about Wonder Woman coming out in 2025, and then 2 or 3 days later they decided to change it and not to put that in the article of it coming out next year. Pika says you would need a gameplay model with a good good gameplay loop before trying to fit it for a DC character.
Exactly.
I think for Superman there is lots of ways you could do a Superman game. What would you say, Taladia? Which would come first? Okay, so I would say the character comes first, then the game, obviously the gameplay.
Yeah, I agree, because ultimately the character is going to determine what the gameplay looks like. Like a Flash game is going to play differently than like a Wonder Woman game, let's say.
Yeah. And the way I see it is, if I was in Warner Brothers shoes right now, I'll be pushing out the big guns. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Flash, Green Lantern. Get those IPs out there.
Get each of the Justice League members should have a game first, and then you can expand to everyone else.
Yeah. Dave says a good Superman game should be easy to do. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. It was because Warner Brothers did it in-house, but now they're not doing it in-house according to their earnings call. I'll be making a video talking about this extensively, and why I think it's a good thing that Warner Brothers are licensing out their IPs. Because I'll be making that video, getting that out. I was supposed to do it this weekend, but I was having really bad internet over the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I haven't been around in anybody's streams or whatnot. It's because I had bad internet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'll say this: Corey Barlog, and what's his name, uh, Greg Miller, both pitched the Superman game. Funnily enough,
Mm-hmm.
so I can imagine Warner Brothers taking up one of those pitches. I can see
I
that
would
happening.
imagine so.
Um, most people say a Superman game would be easy, too easy. No, not really.
It's
Um,
not too easy. You just got to figure out the power scaling of the character and the villains, and then you're good to go.
Tevia says we should have gotten a actual DC Ultimate Alliance game a long
Yes.
time ago.
Oh, yes. Oh, 110%. You should have gotten that.
I would say, yeah, you need an Ultimate Alliance type of video game for DC. Uh, in terms, but Dave, I would do Justice League Heroes 2, but for newer gens, and don't make that exclusive to Nintendo. You do that as Xbox, PlayStation, PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forget about Switch, because Switch did. Here's the thing: Switch did the Marvel players dirty when it came down to Ultimate Alliance 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was exclusively to Switch and not for PlayStation or Xbox.
Yes, that pissed the ever living off with me because I'm like, are you kidding me? Now I can't play those games. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so that Warner Brothers would be like, okay, well, we can't really do that. We want to make the most of it. Uh, Tevia says that's just for Justice League game, but we need the whole DC universe. That is true. A whole DC universe game, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you do a setting for a DC universe game? I think that Crisis,
Ultimate Alliance, really, but don't do Crisis. Do not do Crisis.
Final Crisis, would
Do
be
not
really
do
good.
Final Crisis either. Don't do any of the crises because here's the thing about that. That's an end. That's what you build to. What you could do is you could do like the Legion of Doom. Just do that.
No, I think if I was Warner Brothers, I'd do a Final Crisis Arkham game.
You could do that later on if they just like after the Justice League game, you could kind of do a Final Crisis. Yeah, but it kind of is Tevia because Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman go on retirement for a year. I count that.
Oh, I just thought of it. Trinity War.
That works. That works. Speaking of which, we will be starting that comic momentarily. But yes, 100%, because that brings in literally everything practically.
Trinity War would be pretty cool.
The concept of Trinity War would work for a big game because it has all the different teams.
Yeah. So, but I'll say this, I'm really, really excited for what Warner Brothers has up their sleeve. I'm just hoping because Gamescom is actually next week. Is it next week? No, it's the week after. So, Tuesday the 20th, I will be live streaming it on Twitch as live reactions.
It's Tevia. We don't mean do everything with. I literally said do Trinity War, the concept of it, because introduce so many characters. I'm not saying you have to go to all those characters.
What would be your end game Superman game?
Nope. I would never kill Superman because that is done to death.
Not the death of Superman.
No.
I wouldn't do the death of Superman. You know what I would do? My end game Superman doomed.
Still, I wouldn't even factor in Doomsday at all. Not at all. Because again, when you factor in Doomsday, some portion of the death of Superman, and I don't want to give Dan Jurgens royalties because he's a one-trick pony. What I would probably do is honestly, I would you could make the final Superman game him joining the League. Because there was a period pre-death where he wasn't a member of the Justice League. He didn't see the point in joining it. And you finally see he sees like what standing together does.
Dave brings up a really good comment here, right? They could do an invasion story from the 80s and a crime syndicate invasion for DC Ultimate Alliance.
That could work.
A sequel to
Oh!
could be Blackest Night.
Yes, I want that. I want that.
Tevia says, "What would be your Trinity Superman game that gives us Trinity of games?"
What do you mean? My trilogy of Superman games?
Yeah, so basically his trilogy of Superman games.
One, I wouldn't even do the origin because this is the one time I'm going to say this. James Gunn is right. At this point, we know Superman's damn origin, so let's stop doing that. I would do probably... the first game would basically adapt New 52 Action Comics by Grant Morrison. Number two...
Which volume?
The very first volume. It essentially ends with him getting the suit.
Oh, okay. Okay, I dig it. I dig it.
Game 2 is a Superman Wonder Woman game adapting Power Couple. And it's co-op. I made a couples game out of a DC game. Ha! And then number 3, Darkseid War. Actually, no, that's a Justice League game.
That's a Justice
third
League game.
Superman game. I would probably do Superman Brainiac and make this the introduction of Supergirl.
Warner Brothers,
or since I did Wonder Woman the last one, adapt Superman Batman Apocalypse. And that's the introduction of Supergirl.
No. Superman Brainiac, I think, would actually work, right?
That's true. It's more like just Superman. I see that. I like that. Yeah, there you go. And it's it's just that comic. He's not with Lois in any of my games, by the way.
And even though I know we've done Brainiac before, I think this would actually get the fans back on side to be like, "Oh, Brainiac's
no."
Really
if you give him a good Brainiac game, I think it would work.
Yeah. But Warner Brothers, please take a look at Jared's ideas and please use these ideas for your games.
Mm-hmm.
Because we come up with some brilliant ideas, Warner Brothers, and I'm just saying, there's a lot that we do that we're trying to pitch you some ideas, and you're not taking advantage of it. So, Cameron Pika says, Cameron, Death of Superman is not a story; it's a prolonged fight scene.
It kind of is, Pika. I'll give you that. Pika, it is a story. It is a story. Here's how I know. They made a movie about it. That's multiple animated movies about it. It's a story. The problem is it's a story that's been done so many times that I think it's done. We don't need to do it again.
Oh my God. Did you just take a look at Nicotina's group chat?
What? Let me see. What?
What Jack posted about an hour ago.
I mean, Adamantium?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got our first look at Adamantium. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Could we be seeing Wolverine sometime soon in the MCU? Probably.
Imagine Henry Cavill
being Wolverine. Jeez. Guess what's a shirt? What? Remember in Deadpool, that line where he goes, "We'll treat you better than the shit F's up the street." Someone made a shirt of that and put it on the DC Studios logo. Wasn't that incredible?
I saw that.
Of course.
That was pretty cool. Jared, I gotta ask you this question, right? If Superman were to get a video game to go alongside it for the movie, what story would you do?
Along the movie? If it's tying into the DCU, the game should be the origin story. Because that way you don't have to do the origin as a movie, and that way, if we're going off of the whole thing about everything ties in, you're telling stories that you don't want to tell in the movies. That way, no one's really missing it because you know what Superman's origin is.
So Tevia says, speaking of genres, I am surprised when they made the Suicide Squad game, they didn't go with the Borderlands game idea with Suicide Squad game.
Why would they go up against an evil corporation?
evil corporate because they would have made sense for that game.
Why would they go up against an evil corporation?
It doesn't make any sense. Sorry.
At least for me, it doesn't make sense. And by when I say Death of Superman is a story, I'm talking about the trade Death of Superman. I'm not just talking about Superman 75, the individual issue. So just to be clear, that's what the funeral. Wait, let me read what Pika says. The funeral after the death was the real story with the reign of Superman replacements. The death is a sequence that can be added to another. No, Pika. The Death of Superman movie adapted the entire trade. That's it. That's what I'm going to tell you there, right there. Basically,
yeah, go on.
It's the main villain Assassin Jack, so take that villain. Make no, but why would they go up against an evil corporation? I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But I'll say this though, guys. Like when it comes down to Warner Brothers, I can see them doing more DCU games going forward, right?
If the DCU endures, because again, WBD is in dire money straits.
Yeah, they're in dire need for more. I think you know what would be cool for the Wonder Woman game though is set it in the DCU.
Nope, do not do that. Do not do that. You will kill that game if you do that.
I said it would be cool, but I don't think it will.
No, it would not be cool. It would. You would kill that game. That game story. Because then, here's the thing. Here's why they can't do that. Well, Claudia, here's why they can't do it. Because then they would have to redo all the voice acting. Because I guarantee you, the voice actress for Wonder Woman in that game is not who James Gunn wants to play Wonder Woman in the DCU. Because remember, he said that like the actors are gonna also do the voice acting in the games.
Remind you, he'll change his mind.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
So I'm just saying, but all the gun guys want it. All the gun fans want this to be a DC.
Well, the gun fans don't want there to be any Elseworlds. They say they do, but they don't.
Tevia says I should have clarified. Basically, Handsome Jack.
I understand that, Tevia, but why would the Suicide Squad go up against an evil corporation? You can clarify the story of Borderlands all you want, but I'm saying, how does that fit Suicide Squad?
Dave says Amanda Waller is the worst, more than any evil corporation.
Yeah, and the Suicide Squad is not going to go up against Amanda Waller. I got news for you.
No, luckily we're not playing the game anymore, so I can see that.
Yep, exactly. That's the good part.
Oh yeah, should we react to the Flash getting saved?
I think at this point everyone's watched it. The point is but here's the thing. I saw an interesting reaction. So you bring the Flash is back to life, and the first thing you do is take a bunch of montage pics of the Suicide Squad posing with his unconscious body. What? It's heavy. It's heavy. It doesn't work. We're not doing Borderlands for Suicide Squad. That would not work.
Because
Amanda Waller. Because there's too many variables. Amanda Waller would not deploy the Suicide Squad against an evil corporation. She wouldn't.
But yeah, like why would the Suicide Squad hold the Flash's body, as you were saying?
I don't know. It's just so stupid. It's ultimately like I'm just like, I'm done. Just
but guess who was right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Miller was right that it would be the freeze thing that brings flashback.
Miller called it. If you guys haven't checked out that interview, I would highly recommend you guys checking out that interview.
And Dave, it has to happen at least because they need to bring the Justice League back to life in order to make an Arkhamverse Justice League game.
Yeah.
So either way, let me put it this way: they have to if they want to continue the Arkhamverse, which they probably do.
And if you guys haven't checked out the interview with Miller, check out that link.
You definitely do. It's a great interview.
It's a great interview where Miller literally goes in depth for every DLC that's coming out. Literally. So obviously myself and Jared are no longer gonna play it because we're literally
Yeah, I'm done.
that's the best way to analyze it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I can't wait for Wonder Woman. I can't wait to do the Captain America Black Panther game. Oh boy, are we going to be covering that on your channel, Jared?
Oh yeah, 100%. We're gonna the superhero games as of yet that we're gonna definitely cover. At least I am. I don't want to speak for you. Cap and
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I mean, I specifically have to play the Wonder Woman game because I have a show where half of it is about Wonder Woman. I kind of have to.
And I have to do it because it's basically
Yeah.
branded around my channel.
Yeah, exactly. But so 100% will be doing Wonder Woman and definitely Captain America because that game looks freaking dope.
Because Captain America is coming out next year, so
yes, I so want that. Now, as for Wonder Woman, I wanted to ask you: since it's pretty much guaranteed to be solo, in other words, single player only, what we could do to have fun with it in terms of us, because normally we would do the whole simul stream for co-op. We could do that for single player, or what we could do is do it where every other week it streams on either of our channels.
I have a better idea.
What?
I stream it on a Tuesday, you stream it on a Thursday.
That works. We could do that. Yeah, 100% that works.
Right? That gives you guys the chance to see both of us stream at least.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
You get 2 streams for the price of 1.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. We'll do that.
That makes sense. Dave is asking, did DC announce anything with video games this summer? No, they did not.
No, but it's heavily being hinted that Wonder Woman is at least coming out next year.
It's heavily been
then I'm like, at least announce a collector's edition so I can pre-order that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a collector's edition.
Because they got to do a statue edition for that. Imagine if part of the collector's edition is not a statue; it's like replicas of her gauntlets.
Replica of her gauntlets,
or like the lasso.
No, it would be a statue.
I think it'll be a statue, which I'm fine with. Because I don't have I don't have any Wonder Woman statues. I have a hot toy, but I don't have a statue.
You got a hot toy. But imagine if they bring a hot toy for the video game, Jared.
I'm fine having one Wonder Woman hot toy. I only wanted the Snyderverse one. That's the one I got.
No, but imagine if they brought the video game version out.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
No, I'm just saying, Jared, because they did that with Spider-Man. I can see that being the case with the Wonder Woman.
Well, that's the thing, because Hot Toys makes a crap ton of Marvel stuff, so it's pretty much like guaranteed they would do that.
Yeah. Pika's asking us about the Wonder Woman game news. Or any trailers.
Just the rumors that it's coming out next year, which you got to imagine that hopefully next year we'll get an actual gameplay trailer and story trailer and
mind
stuff.
Mind you, there is the Hogwarts Legacy director's cut coming out next year. Mm-hmm. There's rumors of that. So if that's the case, beginning of next year we get the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, and then the summer will be the Wonder Woman game, right? Mm-hmm. That will be competing with the Captain America game. My bank is going to be broke, mate. My wallet's going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's 2 games I have to literally cover. So, so it's going to be a lot hard. But I think that's a good way to end things up, isn't it, Jared?
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
Yeah. So, before we wrap things up, Tevia's asking us, any news that choose your Avengers DC game?
No, not really.
No, nothing on that. So, Jared, let the people of the world let them know where you're coming up on your channel. Let them know where to find you on Twitter. Let them know about the content you're coming up on your channel, and also let them know where to subscribe to.
Yeah, so Comics League is where you can find me on YouTube, where I do like a bunch of content coming up with scenarios like the one that Claudia and I came up with. Britt and I are releasing Super Wonder Legacy episode 53 tomorrow, in which we wargamed what a Wonder Woman 3 would look like, particularly as a conclusion to the DCEU. I came up with a really crazy idea, and I'm going to give you guys what my Wonder Woman 3 title would be: War of the Amazons. I'll leave it at that. So in terms of like overall like commentary, I'm thinking I may do a comic book commentary or like something like that. But Under Two Capes is going to be this week. I'm going to start doing like storyline like analyses of like particular storylines when it comes to characters. And for CLD this week, it's going to be later in the night because Sam Liu is going to come on for a very special Q&A about like all of his stuff, all of his career. We can talk about, in other words, kind of like how we have him on to talk about specific projects. Now we're going to have him on to talk about like anything you guys want to talk about. And in terms of what's going to happen in about an hour, I'm going to be Amazon's attack. No, Dave, I'm going to be watching the director's cut for Rebel Moon Part 2. I may split it in two. I have to see. Probably won't, but depending on how long it is, I probably will just go right through it. I will say so far, the director's cuts are my preferred version of the movie. I still like the PG-13 cuts because they're good for what they are, but the amount of crap he adds into this just make it so much better. But that's what you can expect to find from Comics League.
Okay. Where can I find you on Twitter?
Oh, yeah, on Twitter it's Comics League JT.
Okay, awesome. As for me, guys, you guys can check me out on YouTube at Tuladio Plays, as you always know, and on Twitter at Tuladio Plays _ You can see that scrolling. Follow me there. That's where I'll let you guys know what I'm going to be doing, content, and all that stuff. Now, for the content going forward, what I'm going to be doing is next week I'm going to be posting the WB Games licensing stuff on why it's a good thing for Warner Brothers Games, why it could be a good thing for the DCU brand or DCU going forward, and I'll be discussing that and how much money they could make from it. Not like an analysis type of thing, but it's kind of a big deal for Warner Brothers. We'll be talking about that in a video format. Tuesday there will be a member stream and the members panel, I should say. That is where the members and Pika will be the guest of the month. So Pika, you are going to be hopping on, and Dave, if you wanna, let me know via Twitter DMs, and we can just get you on if you want to. If not, I understand. So it'll be just Pika for the time being. So we will be definitely doing that on Tuesday. Wednesday, it's Snyder Fans Read Comics Trinity War Part 1.
We're starting my very first DC comic I ever owned.
And we're going to have a special guest on. That is myself, and Comics is coming to the show. So we're going to be... and yes, she is a Wonder Bat fan. So in immortal words of J Heat, I got to play it, Jared.
What? No!
Yes.
Podcast. So we'll see what happens with that.
May the force be with you. Wonder Bat!
Your face drops. That is what's gonna happen when myself and Comics comes on. We'll be playing that clip once. Just Jared, I'm just joking.
I know. Like, god damn it, that's right.
So that's what we'll be doing on Wednesday, and then obviously the usual stuff with UTC, and I won't be on CLD next week, but I will be doing the Batman Caped Crusader season 1
Which I gotta
episode.
say, I enjoyed this episode much more than last week's one.
Yes, so we'll be doing episode 3, season 1, live reaction, the Catwoman episode. So we can't wait to do that, and I'll let you guys know when the video will be uploaded. So until then, follow me on Twitter at Teladia Plays. If you're watching this later as a VOD, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and that notification bell, because when a video or a live stream that I do, you will be notified for that stuff. So yeah, on that note, Jared, Final words as always.
Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. So is the Maxibat for life. See you later.
All right, we are out of here, guys. Peace out.